Hey everyone, Sean from Rainier Arms, and today we have another New Products Weekly video. First product I want to talk about today, pretty excited about because it is something that I've got to help out a little bit, but it is the Evo Grip, vertical grip from Rainier Industries. So this Evo Grip is a labor of love from a bunch of the teammates here at Rainier Arms. We were, working together to try to come up with what we would like to see, just, little changes, what we wanted to see with a heavy-duty, durable grip. And this is essentially one of the renditions that we came up with. And it's got a lot of ergonomics as well as durability in mind when it came to the creation. And it's pretty cool because it is modular. So it is 6160 aluminum, and it can be configured in multiple different ways because it does come as a kit. So in this current setup that you see right here, I set it up the way that I personally like it, and that's with a 10% or 10 degree slant backwards. The plate can easily be swapped, and you can have a 10 degree slant forwards, or you can have the standard just vertical grip, which is going to be a 0 degree slant. So what that kind of looks like, one is in your package. Again, you'll be getting your actual grip itself. You're going to be getting your standard plate, and then you're also going to be getting your 10% or 10 degree slant. So the grip itself, again, is solid, very, very durable. And with that, you're going to get a little bit of weight, and that's kind of one of the penalties, right, is we're sacrificing some of the weight that you can find other vertical grips that are going to be just a lot lighter. But with that, you're gaining really, really, really good durability. That durability is there for a reason for people who need to brace up or hit up against barricades a little bit more frequently, especially if they're hard mediums like concrete, stone, things like that. But additionally, just if you're having to rattle around, beat up, just it's durable so that it's going to last, it's going to stay there, okay? It's a really cool mechanism how we've set up the locking blocks. So the locking blocks themselves are a dovetail, and that dovetail marries into that grip, which then it's doing a couple different things there. One is it's increasing that strength a lot, okay? So just so we can visually get it down, this is your standard grip just with your M-lock screws sticking through the top. When you put this in, when you mount this would be your front going towards the rifle, just like we have it in the back. The way that dovetail works is when you're bracing up and you're shooting, you're actually applying that force into the dovetail itself, which, if you know how a dovetail works and how that angle works, it's actually going to be increasing that pressure and that force. And you don't have to worry about this plate sliding back and forth. It's pretty much tightening itself, and it's going to be keeping that tightness the entire time, which is important because it is a multiple piece setup. So again, you've got your M-lock there. And then what you also see is on the bottom of this mounting plate, you see that hole there for the screw. Well, in the grip, there's that hole as well. So what you would do first is you would mount this plate onto your rifle, and then you would slide your grip on there, and then you would take your Torx. This is a 28 Torx, which comes supplied, and feed it up through, screw it in, and essentially you'd be marrying those two pieces together, creating a very, very strong bond that doesn't want to loosen up either because, again, it's kind of tightening itself that whole time. So lack of movement is going to decrease the chances of it backing out and loosening, on its own. So I'm pretty stoked about the design. It's pretty cool. Now, with it, we also, again, wanted to try to make it as multi-dimensional as possible when it comes to its, versatility usage. And so again, we offered it with a 10% slant, so you can go negative or positive, so forward or back 10% slant, or that standard. But what we also threw into there, you can see these channels, is cable management. I'm a big fan of that cable management when we could throw it in places where it's possible. Depending on your setup, you might not necessarily use the cable management, just like on this specific build that we did right here. The way that we ran the cables, it just, for me, made more sense to go forward and wrapped around and just tucked in this way. And because of that, the cable management isn't being utilized. So what? It's there if the situation dictates that you need to use it. So if you have a setup that's a little bit different and you need a spot or a way to manage those cables a little bit more, and you don't want to have to utilize like the Ranger band method like we did up front, then it's a great method. It can house 3.5 millimeter thick power or supply cables or smaller. Again, it's got a channel forward and back, as well as it's got 4 exits out the side, so you can feed down and in and out, forward, back, whatever it might be. So giving you versatility and the ability to manage your cables in a package. And that's what we really wanted, was durability. We wanted versatility, and we wanted the ability for you as the end consumer to set up the grip how you want it, because it might change. Maybe for the way that you're running it right now, you like to have it straight up and down, but now you've switched up your switches, such and so forth, and now that 10% slant backwards, that 10-degree slant backwards, that makes more sense. Well, instead of having to run out and buy a brand new vertical grip, all you got to do is swap those plates out real quick, and you've got yourself a different setup. So we are big fans of it because we just put a lot of thought into it, and we understand it's not the lightest vertical grip out there, and it's not the cheapest vertical grip out there. But for what you're getting, and with the amount of machining and stuff that it takes, it's a solid product. The dovetail mount, absolutely love it. It's so strong, and it just works so dang well. So overall, again, weight-wise, it's going to be sitting at 3.4 ounces. So again, heavier than what you're going to find with a lot of your nylon-based or your 3D printed-based vertical grips or foregrips. But again, you're getting added durability. Lengthwise, 2.5 inches. It's about 1.68 inches wide across. And then thickness is sitting at 0.8 inches. So we wanted to keep it a little bit more slim just to be able to keep some of that weight down. But it's still plenty wide enough and has phenomenal grip with the textures that you're seeing on the sides, as well as on the front and the back, the way that we've done the relief cuts, as well as the cross hatches. So you can kind of see the back instead of pointing the gun around. We'll just look at it here. So again, there's your front, and then there's your back. It provides a lot of grip, even when it's wet. If you're sweaty, if you've got, let's say you took a spill, you're in the mud, the aggressive aspect of this grip texture really allows you to be able to maintain a really good purchase on this grip the entire time. I just absolutely like it a lot. Again, it wouldn't be one that I would run on a gun that I was trying to keep super light, but that's, purpose in mind. I know that. But on something that I want some durability and rigidity, and I like the modular aspect, absolutely cool. So again, I'm talking about it a lot because it is pretty cool. And I did get to have a lot of feedback in the build aspect of it. So I'm pretty proud of it. It's pretty sweet. Jump on the website, check it out, and get you one. And you won't be too mad about it. I promise you that. There it is. The Rainier Industries Evo Grip. It's a modular, durable, phenomenal vertical grip. Next product I want to talk about comes from Next Level Armament, and it is a cool conversion kit that they have. So this is the Horus 9mm conversion kit, and what it comes with is, if you got the 8-inch or the 5-inch option, it is a conversion kit that will allow you to utilize your AR-15 lower receiver and not have to modify it at all, because the modifications are coming from the mag. This is a CMMG AR-15 9mm conversion insert. We'll talk about that some more. But again, it allows you to utilize the mag and not have to get a dedicated lower receiver, which is kind of a common method or a way to go about it. Is if I wanted to have a PCC, a pistol caliber carbine rifle, I would have to, or pistol, whatever, I would have to either have a dedicated 9mm lower receiver, which is going to take something like specific Glock mags, or I'm going to have to use some big bulky insert for the mag well that will allow me to, again, use Glock mags. But this conversion kit, this little combo here, is great. Okay, the upper receiver is, again, it's the Next Level Armaments. It's their radial delayed blowback system, which is arguably the way to go. It's the best way to go for a 9mm on an AR platform or just about anything. The radial delay blowback system is just the smoothest, best operating, period. But Somebody might disagree with me, and that's fine. I don't care. 8-inch, 5-inch. The mag insert is made to work specifically with that radial delay blowback, which means that it will actually lock the bolt back at the rear on an empty magazine, which is also awesome because that is traditionally an issue. Typically, if you want to run like a Glock mag and you want it to lock back, you got to do all those different things like we talked about in the lower receiver. But then you also have to put like a fixed ejector, fixed ejector in order to allow those 9mm to come out. All of that now works specifically off of this conversion kit, which is great. So again, I can take this right now, which is configured in a 223 Wild. I can take out my AR-15 magazine, and if I wanted to use this one, I can take an insert, CMMG insert, switch out the inner guts of that magazine and be able to use that 9mm. Now, if I want to just swap from my AR-15 chambered in 223 5.56, I can then just put on my 9mm upper by pushing those takedown pins, right, that we all know about right there. If I pull those takedown pins out, get my fingers on them, take that upper off, move it to the side. Now, as you can see, it's just a standard AR-15. It's a Rainier Arms AR-15 lower receiver. All I have to do now is align this upper into position, put my takedown pins into place, and now I have a fully functional PCC upper, 9mm. Now, all I have to do then is take my CMMG magazine, fill it with 9mm bullets, insert, go to town, have fun. I could run this in a PCC match, or I could shoot it for fun because 9mm is usually cheaper to train with than your 223. So it's a valuable option when it comes down to that. And now, again, we don't have to change everything up. I can swap this back out and I can run 223. I also don't have to get used to utilizing smaller magazines. If I was worried about that, I can just be using the same type of magazine from my 223 to my 9mm. So ergonomics, how it feels in my hand, all of that, how it aligns, how it inserts into my lower receiver, it's all going to be the same, which is great for training, being able to do repeated movements and build up that, muscle memory, as they like to say. So pretty dang solid. The barrel itself on the Next Level Armament upper, it is, again, there's an 8-inch or a 5-inch option, and again, it's 9mm with a 1-to-10 twist. Solid setup. The upper receiver, the 9mm is built off of the Ascend Phoenix uppers, and we already know the quality that they have. The uppers will fit or match up to any mil spec AR-15 lower receiver. Alignment-wise, it might look a little bit funny, just dependent. That's just like anything, though. You can get an upper receiver that matches and marries the lower perfectly. In some of them, lines are just cut a little bit different, so it doesn't look the same. Kind of like this. Doesn't quite look the same as the lower, but that's totally fine because I'm still getting the training value if I was doing this build like this for training. Again, my stock lower that I like, with the same trigger that I want, with the same, this right here is a die-free Kung Fu grip, which I think is pretty cool. I can keep this with my PCC straight across the board up to my full size, 223 or 5.56, or if I'm building like a 6-arc, whatever. Beautiful. It's just a great, great, great concept. Now, when it comes to that magazine, a couple things. So one is the insert is good for Gen 2 and Gen 3 PMAX. When you buy this kit, it is shipping with a 10-round capacity. Now, that sounds like it kind of sucks for us states that are not limited, like here in Kansas, but it's very, very easy to switch it out. It's shipped as a 10-round capacity for those states that do have a limitation, but pretty simple to install and also pretty simple to change. Just like pulling the guts out, I'm going to reverse that. If I push down on this lever here, which my fingers are a little big, protect this insert from trying to shoot out, perfect. If I push this out so you can get an idea of what this looks like, that's what the insert is. Okay, so now what determines it being a 10-round capacity is this bar right here, and you can see those little notches that are cut out in there already. This configuration right here is a 10-round capacity. If I cut it right here at this notch, that's 15, that's 20, and that's 30-round capacity. So if you buy this and you're just in a state where you can have a lot more freedom seeds in your magazine, all you got to do is just snap those tabs off, whatever capacity you want, to, again, your 15, your 20, or your 30. If you're in a state like California where it's limiting you to a 10-round magazine, something along those lines, well, that's going to ship just like that. So again, all you have to do is break those pieces off, reinsert it into your Gen 2 or Gen 3 PMAG, make sure it's aligned and sitting in there right, and then we're just going to slide that base cap back on. Got to push it down to clear it. Boom. Now I've got a fully functional 9mm AR-15 magazine. Just awesome. Super easy to operate. And just, it's just cool. I like having multiple options when it comes to ways to train, being able to utilize different calibers. And it's just, I just like what Next Level Armament does. Dave over there, he's a pretty cool dude. And I really like their stuff. So again, that is the Horus 9mm conversion kit for your AR-15 lower. Pretty solid. Jump on the website, check it out, because it is cool. And go ahead and get you one. All right, thank you so much for spending some more time with us on a new products weekly video. Hope you enjoyed checking out some of the new products. We're pretty excited about the Rainier Industries Evo Grip. Definitely check that one out. If you like durability and you like to be able to control your ergonomics, whatever. Yeah, if you like to control that, that's a solid option there. Just a quick reminder about our TriggerCon, really big event in the Midwest. It is coming up September 27th through September 29th. The show's going to be at a new location, which is a bigger and better location than what we utilized last year. The range day is going to be at the same exact range at STC, and it is a phenomenal place in Conway, Kansas. Beautiful. Anyways, jump on our website, check these products out, and get yourself signed up for TriggerCon. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you again in the next one.